Cancer is a continuously growing global health problem that poses major challenges, most especially in developing countries. Find out how this international distributor of innovative health products came up with a series of solutions to help increase a patient's chance to survive the odds. In 2020, the Philippines hit a record of 354,398 prevalent cancer cases within a 5-year period. But because of poor access to health care, especially for people living below the poverty line, the advances and breakthroughs in cancer remain unattainable to many.
Cancer refers to a group of diseases that's characterized actually by cell growth, abnormal cell growth and proliferation, inflammation, as well as angiogenesis or formation of new blood vessels. It always starts with mutation in the genome or the genetic makeup of a person inside the cell. Before PPARs, most of my patients, they were unable to finish the chemotherapy regimens because of the side effects and because of discomfort during the process of chemotherapy.
Maria's son Dominic was diagnosed with stage 4 rhabdomyosarcoma when he was only 4 years old. While coping with the recovery of her other sick child, Maria found it hard to accept Dominic's condition.
It was actually very devastating kasi with Dominic, it was manifested mga 4 years old na siya. Unlike dun sa daughter ko na congenital talaga, baby pa lang. Yung mga bandang September, meron ng umuumbok-umbok dito sa leeg niya. Hindi ko talagang iniisip na cancer kaagad siya until nag-nosebleed siya.
Dominic was prescribed chemotherapy, but his family insisted to rush to an integrative doctor to seek for alternative cure.
Medyo hesitant ako kasi as a mother, I know the side effects ng chemotherapy kasi. So what I did is that I rushed towards the integrative doctor of my daughter, who happened to be PPAR partner doctor of Simply Nature.
One of the hardest decisions to make for people living with cancer is choosing the kind of treatment that would work best. To help patients and their families deal with this growing health problem, one company commits to producing safe, credible, and natural health solutions by drawing on the latest bioscience technology to deliver a series of safe, efficient, and natural products. What is Simply Nature and what does it do?
Simply Nature is a company we created and founded about 10 years ago. Our mission is to find effective health solutions for people. So we provide natural products that work in combination with conventional therapy and medicine.
As an international company that provides natural solutions for cancer, metabolic syndrome, and degenerative diseases, the management upholds a health philosophy that centers on whole food nutrition as the frontier in health management.
When we talk about choosing treatment, especially in the area of cancer, patients are really afraid of chemotherapy because of its side effects, and they tend to then look towards natural products. But this is not either conventional or natural choice. At Simply Nature, patients can have the best of both worlds. Our protocols work with conventional chemotherapy to minimize its side effects so that they can get the best treatment using both conventional and natural together.
Cancer is like a virus. It continuously evolves, it mutates. So it can develop defenses against our usual treatment modalities like chemotherapy.
Like I said, chemotherapy and radiation therapy have a lot of side effects. So more often than not, patients stop their treatment because of these side effects. It's very important to have the support.
With the supplements that we give the patients, there will be lesser side effects, so they will be able to finish their chemotherapy protocols more comfortably.
This company introduced PPARs, which is touted as one of the best natural ways of solving serious health problems.
PPARs stands for peroxisome proliferator activating receptors. It's basically a nuclear receptor found inside the cells. Now, when these receptors are activated, the benefit that you can get from that is, number one, cellular differentiation. Number two, it's to promote fatty acid metabolism. If you have better insulin function, your blood sugar will naturally go down. And another one is to induce cancer cell death by modulating the immune system.
As a sole distributor of PPARs, the company promotes its use to many reputable health institutions worldwide and actively organizes corporate health conferences and public health talks in Asia.
Simply Nature PPARs is made out of a special strain of these types of microalgae. It is very effective by protecting the bone marrow. We maintain the integrity of the immune system of the patient, which is very important to prevent infections and to fight off the cancer itself. And also, Simply Nature PPARs is also very dense in nutrients so that the patient can recover faster because of better cellular healing.
Sabi ko parang na-lead kami to an extraordinary and I must say amazing journey. I'm very proud of him. At a young age, na 8 years old, he believed that it's his purpose to siguro encourage other people then. We would like to really pay it forward with the knowledge that there's really like Simply Nature that can help people with cancer very much.
When fighting cancer, living healthy is very important because it allows us to pursue what is important to us in life, and that's what it's all about. When we can help a patient move from being bedridden to getting up, to be lucid in thought so that they can have conversations with their loved ones, it gives the whole process of fighting cancer a whole new meaning. And that is what drives us at Simply Nature.
But I really wanted to share yung point from Chadao. So 100 years from now, it will not matter what my bank account was, the sort of house I live in, or the kind of car I drove, but the world made the difference because I was important in the life of a child.
Good morning, everyone. We are from Simply Nature, and that is Tito Shyan, and I'm Tita Jesslyn.
Hey, Poliana Jesslyn. Jesus loves me.
Jesus loves me.
For our gratitude, Mr. Shyan.
Ito na ba ang mga sundalo ng Israelita? Maliit man ako sa iyong paningin, malaki ang aking Diyos. Tutulungan ako ng aking Diyos at lalabanan kita at tatalunin kita.
Nayanig ang paligid sa pagbagsak ni Goliath.
Pasalamatan naman natin si Mother Ricky at palakpakan din natin siya kahit siya ay nasa ibang lugar ngayon.
Paano kayo di gagaling, di ba?
Pinupurit, sinasamba kita. And Lord, we believe you for testimony from every child in this place. In Jesus' name we pray. And all God's people say, Amen! Hallelujah!
Nung 2022 po, yung parang inipon ko talagang pera pambili nung Simply Nature, nung vials, na PPARs. Yun po yung iniinom ko.
Cancer lang siya, strong tayo. Kaya patuloy lang po tayong lumaban kasi may Panginoon tayong gumagabay sa atin lagi. Yun lang.
And on behalf of the Simply Nature team, God bless you all. Maraming salamat for blessing us this day. We hope that we have made you all happy. God bless you once again. Here in Simply Nature, we are always with you from start to healing. Thank you, everybody.
CA markers.
Mataas siya. Then, nung after 3 months, nung pag-take ko ng Simply Nature, doon, naging normal na siya until now. Kahit si Dr. Johan na gulat siya kasi biglang normal agad. In just 3 months, nag-normal agad yung CEA ko. 1 year and 5 months. Cancer-free. Dapat may food supplements kayo. Like Simply Nature na proven and tested ko na. Talagang hindi ako pwedeng mawala ng Simply Nature na yan.
2019, I was being diagnosed a cancer of my uterus. So I was shocked. Sabi ko, bakit nagkaroon ako ng ganito? Samantalang hindi ako mahilig sa pagkain. I'm sorry, basura. Started the tablet and then the powder. Tinry ko din yung yung tawag dito.
Gel?
Yeah, yung gel. Yes. It's really good. After 2 months ng aking therapy and taking PPARs, sabi ni doktora, magpa-laboratory ka na. So, nung nagpa-laboratory na ako, praise God, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, lahat normal. To God be the glory. Salamat sa Diyos. Sa 2 months ko po ng aking pag-take ng PPARs, ako po ay cancer-free.
Okay. Are we on?
Healthy day mga ka-Simply Nature! My name is Jenny and you are watching another episode of Simply Nature webinar. So for our viewers in Philippines, I would like to welcome you all back from a long weekend. How are you and your family? We hope all of you had a pleasant Holy Week. You are in for a treat because tonight's topic is about ways to beat hepatoblastoma, a patient's guide. So questions are very much welcome. Type them down in the comment section below. And joining us is the PPARS expert from Singapore, who is also the CEO and founding director of Simply Nature International. He is a successful entrepreneur who is also a seasoned international speaker on a wide range of topics from finance, personal success, and the health industry. Let's all welcome no other than Mr. Shyan Lim.
Hi, Jen. Thank you for that very warm introduction. Today is Jen. Last week, we had Sheila. So there's so much talent flowing in this program that we are rotating our host. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Jen, for that wonderful introduction. Tonight, we're going to talk about tongue twister, hepatoblastoma. All right. So what we're going to have on tonight's program is we're going to have a one-on-one interview between Sheila and baby Jian's mom. You're going to hear all the details about what baby Jian had. He had liver, right? There was cancer in his liver. And then what happened to baby Jian because baby Jian is so young. How old is baby Jian, Jen?
When she was diagnosed with stage 3 hepatoblastoma, she was only 3 months old.
3 months old. So, in this program, over the last 2 years, we've talked about patients who have cancer from all ranges of ages. But this is the youngest. All right. So we're going to see a short video about their interview. And after that, we're going to have a special guest, right? Dr. Johnson's going to share. Right, Jen?
We are going to have a short 5 minutes briefing from Dr. Johnson about what is hepatoblastoma.
And before we go to our Ask Me Anything segment, where you can ask any questions about health, from cancer to PPARS to even weight loss or anti-aging, we're going to get some comments from Dr. Johnson on something that has been going viral on TikTok. Jen, who's the person that we're going to hear from?
She is a very famous online seller, Miss Jeline Dablo, and her video went viral on Facebook and TikTok because she's suffering from endometrial cancer.
Yes, and I think Miss Jeline actually shares her personal journey, and her, I guess, regrets on how she developed the endometrial cancer. So stay tuned for that because those of you who have watched the TikTok, Dr. Johnson is actually going to comment about what she says and shares in her TikTok. So stay tuned. That's our lineup for tonight. So Jen, I'm excited to hear the interviews.
Okay, but before we start, I'd like to recognize our avid viewers, starting off with Miss Maria Isabel and her husband. Good evening and welcome to our program. So now let's watch this.
Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. My name is Sheila at ako po ang inyong magiging host sa isa na namang episode ng Simply Nature Success Series. At guys, alam na nakararami po sa inyo, no, na ang ating Simply Nature PPARS is good. It's perfect for all ages, from babies up to our elders. At ngayong araw pong ito ay napaka-special dahil nabigyan po tayo ng pagkakataon, no, na mapaunlakan ng interview po ng isa sa ating nanay ng pasyente natin, na pinakabatang patient natin dito sa Simply Nature. So, without further ado, I would like to call on Miss Edna Balayas Ayawan. Hello, Miss Edna.
Hello, ma'am.
Magandang gabi po. Ma'am.
Magandang gabi din po.
There you go. Ma'am Edna, gusto ko po magpasalamat sa inyo sa opportunity na to na ibinigay niyo sa amin. Alam kong busy-busy kayo sa pag-aalaga din kay Gian Kaya sobrang thank you po talaga. Ayun na.
Wala pong anuman, ma'am.
Yes po. We truly believe, no, that what your journey, alright, or what Gian's journey po, or yung mga pinagdaanan po ni Gian ay talaga pong magiging inspirasyon naman po para sa iba din nating kapwa na may mga health challenges din, lalong-lalo na po cancer, no? Anyway, let's now go, without further ado, let's now go to our first question. Miss Edna, can you please tell me, ano po ang exact diagnosis ng ating baby? At sino ang ating special na patient?
So, ako po yung mother ni Shyan. Ang aking anak po ay 3 months when she was diagnosed with the Hepatoblastoma stage 3. That was on March 31 this year, 2021. So, sa kaniyang case, napakahirap ma-determine na meron siyang karamdaman na hindi mo akalain na ganun kalala kasi when she was first and second month, napaka-active niya. Wala naman obvious na makikita mo sa kanya na mapapaisip kang there's something wrong within kasi she never had jaundice, never siyang nagkalagnat. Walang iba. Ang isa lang talaga na nung una pa lang na napansin namin since birth niya is iyak siya ng iyak na hindi namin alam kung ano yung reason since hindi naman niya masabi. So, pinapamper lang namin siya with yung breastfeeding or dancing, singing, or kung ano-ano yung ginagawa namin para mapatahan. We also ask advice from our friends or even her pediatrician kung bakit siya laging umiiyak. Ang sinasabi lang sa amin is yung growth spurt raw na normal sa mga babies. Eventually, pag lalaki daw siya, makaka-adjust siya, then magiging okay. Mababawasan yung pagka-irritable niya, hanggang sa hindi mababawasan na rin yung pagiging maiyakin niya. But when we went to the pediatrician, when she was about 2.5 months na magpapavaksin lang sana siya. Napansin ng pedyan niya na maputla compared noong bagong silang kasi monthly na nagpapa-follow up kami. Maputla at saka medyo distended na yung kanyang abdomen. From then, doon kami nag-start ng workup like blood test, ultrasound, hanggang ma-CT scan and ma-work up sa hospital. Doon na na-diagnose na meron siyang stage 3 na yung kanyang tumor sa liver.
Bilang gradual kasi
so yung sabi ng kanyang pediatrician, even the oncologist, na yung hepatoblastoma is makikita mo lang or mapapansin mo lang on the late stage na. So as a mother, parang lalo na first time, parang normal lang pero hindi ko pala alam na ganun na pala kalala.
Para naman po sa ating next question, ano-ano na po ang treatments na pinagdaanan ni Shyan sa kanyang condition?
So, upon diagnosis, nasa hospital pa kami noon, nag-start na agad ng kanyang chemo session. So, she went through 10 sessions of chemotherapy. Ang dapat lang sana sa kanya is 8 sessions. Kaya lang, when we went to the surgeon, in-advise niya na kung pwede pang ma-extend ng at least 2 sessions pa para mas lalo pang mapalit yung kanyang tumor. Kasi the smaller yung kanyang tumor, the better yung kanyang recovery. So, we went through another extension na 2 sessions, so a total of 10 sessions lahat. At sa kanyang 10 sessions na yun, there were so many side effects na kung hindi makokontrol, mas lalo pang mapalala yung kanyang health situation. Kasi may diarrhea, may vomiting, may siyempre loss weight, may loss of appetite, may sore sa kanyang oral cavities na dahilan na hindi siya nakakain, hindi siya nakakadede or nakaka-take ng kanyang mga medicine. So, hindi biro yung pinagdaanan. Lalong-lalo na baby siya, hindi niya masabi kung ano yung nararamdaman niya.
I agree. Wala pang 1-year-old si Gian to have undergone those kind of complications, chemotherapy ng mga adults, di ba? Medyo hindi ganun kadali. At napakadami talagang complications along the way. Yun. Kasi I know, no, Mami Edna, that we met you nung actually tapos na yung chemotherapy ni Gian. Eh. So, for my next question naman po, ayun, kailan kayo unang nag-take ng PPARS at paano nyo nakilala ang PPARS?
So, after ng kanyang chemo sessions and after ng CT scan na sana mag-undergo kami ng surgery, nag-consult kami ng almost 3 surgeons at tinanong namin yung percentage na at yung assurance kung maoperahan si Gian. But they never assure us na it will be 100% successful. At meron pa kaming kakilala na more than 2 years old and unfortunately he, kasi lalaki siya, he was not able to recover after surgery. Na it even caused na para maano siya, mamatay siya after surgery kasi nagkaroon ng liver failure. So inisip namin na 3 months lang yung anak namin, how much more yung papagdaanan niya sa napagdaanan ng older than her. Kaya we tried to search sa social media kung ano yung pwedeng makakatulong sa amin na which is not very risky at saka complicated sa anak namin. And then after how many days and even weeks of searching, nakita po namin yung PPARS na we believe it's God lead us para God make a way para hindi maoperahan yung anak namin. We decided to try muna while waiting for the operation kasi we really are afraid of na sa complication at saka risk ng operation niya. So, nung nag-try kami, nag-consult, and then immediately we tried na mag-take na siya ng PPARS. That was September 25, 2021.
We have met Miss Edna during the verge of their decision-making kung sila po ba ay mag-go through dun sa surgery para kay Gian. But it was just too risky for her, and that's the time na nakilala nga po nila ang ating Simply Nature PPARS through our Simply Nature consult with Dr. Jansen Calalan. And Mami, after po noon na nakapag-take si Gian ng PPARS, ano-ano yung mga naging napansin nyo na pagbabago sa kanya?
So when she started taking PPARS noong September 25, we decided na i-try at i-monitor siya within a month. So, within a month, after 1 month, October 25, nagpa-blood test and ultrasound kami. And we really thank God na there is a big improvement. For me, it's really a blessing yung PPARS because yung dating alpha-fetoprotein niya na tumor marker ng liver cancer, which is 65, it went down to 14. So, almost 4 times yung kanyang binaba na from 65 to 14. At ang kanyang ultrasound din, lumiit din yung kanyang lesion. Before siya nag-take ng PPARS, it was 3.6 by 4 by 3.5 centimeters. After 1 month lang, malaki din para sa amin yung binaba niya na naging 3.1 by 2.8 by 2.7. So almost 1 lahat, yung 1 centimeter, yung 1 centimeter kahit 1 centimeter lang yun. Malaki na yun na pagbabago kasi 1 month pa naman eh. So aside from sa pag-decrease ng kanyang lesion, meron din kasing nakitang nodule sa kanyang spleen. that measures 1.7 by 1.9 by 2 centimeters. After 1 month na sa pag-ultrasound niya, it's miracle for us because it's totally gone. It totally disappeared. So we are thankful, forever thankful for leading us to PPARS kasi we believe na ginamit ni Lord yung PPARS to help us na hindi mag-undergo ng surgery yung baby namin. And also we are so happy because we see a lot of improvement na her hair is growing, she start to gain weight, she is happy, she is active. So what more we can ask? We decided to continue na mag-take siya ng PPARS na hindi na siya mag-surgery hanggat nag-i-improve siya. We will continue to take PPARS.
That what you said was not just encouraging but also inspiring. Kasi talagang knowing that you have been firm with your discretion as well, and also dun sa naging improvement po ni Gian na talagang visually dun sa laboratories kita ang improvement na may progress together with Simply Nature PPARS. And thank you Lord for this.
Thank you Lord talaga. Si Lord lahat ang mag-glorify sa mga nangyayari sa anak namin kasi we were hopeless before knowing PPARS, but God lead us para in an alternative way na hindi ma-risk talaga yung anak namin.
Maaari ko po ba kayong hingan ng payo or siguro final encouraging message sa ating mga kapwa manonood or viewers na who are also undergoing health challenges, most especially cancer?
So sa mga katulad ko na mother or those who have relatives na unfortunately nakakaranas ng health challenge, especially yung cancer na very deadly, na very difficult din to manage, at saka it's hindi ko ma-sure but it's long-term na treatment. I advise everyone to hold on firmly on your faith and believe to God that He is willing to heal. Because I want to share yung sa mga Bible stories na there is no single instance in the Bible na may sakit na lumapit kay Jesus that were not healed. All of them receive healing. So yun yung pinanghahawakan ko na kung yung mga taong yun na gumaling na lumapit sa Panginoon, I believe that God is not a respecter of person. Hindi siya nagtatangi, wala siyang pinipili. Kaya lahat ng lumalapit sa Kanya na makakasumpong ng kagalingan sa kanilang karamdaman, I believe that if it happened to them, it will also happen to my daughter, and it will also happen to anyone. Kaya dapat lang tayong manampalataya at lalong lumapit sa Panginoon na hindi tayo pabayaan ng Diyos. There's always, sabi ko nga kanina, there's always a purpose why God allow things to happen in our life. Yan lang po.
Thank you so much, Miss Edna. Once again, napaka swerte namin to have been given an opportunity na maunlakan po ninyo ng interview at ma-share sa amin ang story ni Gian na napaka at her age na talagang as of right now kasi wala pa siyang 1-year-old, and a lot of people out there are also a bit skeptic to go through treatments din kasi but Gian, who is our youngest patient here in Simply Nature International, was able to do it with the help of the Lord, of course, and PPARS.
Amen.
So, muli po, Ma'am Edna, maraming salamat po. And we are looking forward po na ma-interview po ulit kayo. Siguro by next year or next month to come, lalo na po kapag talagang totally healed na ang ating baby Gian. Maraming
Amen. Po. Wala pong problema, kasi nais ko lang din na matulungan or ma-encourage yung iba na kasi pag cancer parang papasok agad sa isip mo na may taning ka na or ilang months na lang, ilang years na lang, but sabi ko nga sa mga kakilala ko na yung mga diagnosis ng doctor is never final kasi ang nakakahawak talaga ng ating buhay ang Panginoon, kaya we never know what will happen. If we believe that miracle can happen, mangyayari po talaga. Lalo tayong mananalig sa Diyos.
Thank you, Miss Ed. Maraming salamat po. At muli po, my name is Sheila, and I am your host of tonight's episode of Simply Nature Success Series, together with Miss Edna Balayas Ayawan, the mother of our youngest patient here in Simply Nature, Shyan Ayawan. We are here with you from start to healing. Maraming salamat po and good night!
I'm Edna Balayas Ayawan. I'm the mother of Shyan Ayawan, who is just 3 months when she was diagnosed with Hepatoblastoma stage 3 and now improving her condition. And we trust Simply Nature.
Wow, that's very inspiring because being a customer relations officer from my dealings with thousands of patients, I can say that there are a number of adult cancer patients who undergone chemotherapy and died off from complications. So imagine a baby going through the same procedure but 10 times more.
Yeah, it's so inspiring. It's so nice to also in Philippines that so many of our patients have faith in the Lord. So this is something very special to me as a Singaporean to be able to hear patients and clients thank the Lord. So yeah, baby Shyan is an amazing example of how you can actually treat liver cancer. And liver cancer is actually one of the more difficult cancers to treat, and it's also one of the more lethal ones. But more on the actual technicalities on liver cancer, Jen, we have a special segment from Dr. Jansen, right?
Yes, now let's hear it from an expert. Dr. Jansen Kalalan is a diplomate of both Philippine and International Board of Lifestyle Medicine. Currently, he works as an occupational health physician in various companies and is also a consultant at Simply Healed Medical Group, where he manages patients with cancer and metabolic health. So let's watch this.
The most prominent symptom of hepatoblastoma is a lump in the abdomen, a swelling in the abdomen, or a palpable mass in the abdomen. Other symptoms can include loss of appetite, pain, weight loss, nausea, and vomiting, yellow color of the skin or jaundice, fever, itchy skin, and enlarged veins on the abdomen. The number one test that we use to diagnose hepatoblastoma will be physical exam. So a doctor would palpate around the abdomen of the infant for masses. For tumor markers, serum AFP or serum alpha-fetoprotein is more specific for the liver, and for hepatoblastoma, this tumor marker is usually elevated prior to treatment. And lastly, to definitively know for sure that the patient has hepatoblastoma is to do a biopsy. What are the complications that can arise from hepatoblastoma? Number one is damage to the liver. Why? Because hepatoblastoma is a malignant tumor. Once the liver is destroyed and because of the sheer size of the tumor, portal hypertension can develop. So portal hypertension just means that the pressure that goes to the liver increases. When this happens, the kidneys, the heart, and the lungs can be adversely affected. Another one is metastasis. Since hepatoblastoma is malignant, it can spread to the adjacent organs and to the distant organs. Spleen, the stomach, the intestine, the colon, the lungs. Management of hepatoblastoma, mainstay would be surgery, followed by chemotherapy, radiation therapy, or radiofrequency ablation. So for infants, usually parents might be a little bit hesitant for the infant to undergo surgery. So chemotherapy might be an option. Aside from chemotherapy, radiation therapy can also be. Also, radiofrequency ablation or microwave ablation if the tumor is still small enough. However, to definitively treat the patient of hepatoblastoma, surgery is the best option. Surgery also gives the best prognosis. The recurrence rate of hepatoblastoma is 20%. Survival rates have reached 80 to 90%. However, this rate again depends on the staging of the patient. So for the patient's case, she had a metastatic disease and she fully responded to chemo. So for this kinds of patients, the survival rate is 60%. This rate should not be individualized because each and every patient has his or her own profile, different stages, different treatment options. So the survival rates would vary individually. Hepatoblastoma has a predisposition to occur together with genetic syndromes, and its cause is actually genetic. However, whether or not it can be inherited or it can be passed on to the next generation is unknown.
Hey, Doc Johnson. Now, let's see how baby Gian is doing right now. Can you show the picture? That's true.
Oh, we're not getting it live, Junie. Sorry, everyone. Just a little bit of a slight technical delay. She looks so cute. Healthy, active. Wow, I think that's a great testimony, right? That's a great testimony. You know, Jen, I think let's go straight to the AMA. We'll play the video comments about the Jolene TikTok viral thing with Dr. Johnson at the end of our AMA. So I see questions coming up from the audience. So let's proceed.
Okay. First question coming from our very avid viewer, Miss Elizabeth Ortega Palma from the Philippines. How does PPARS help Gian during her chemo days?
Okay, I think this is a very important question for all the chemotherapy patients that are with us, viewing us right now. When you're going to go in chemotherapy, all the chemotherapy drugs, one of the most common side effects is that it will damage your healthy cells. We all know that. But specifically, it will actually damage your bone marrow cells. Now, your bone marrow is where your new blood cells are produced. Now, apart from the fact that blood is very important, red blood cells, your white blood cells are also produced and mature there. And even the cells in your lymph nodes are actually produced in the bone marrow but matured in your lymph nodes. What this means is that chemotherapy will actually damage your red blood cell production and also your white blood cell production, which is your immune system. So it's, and of course, though a patient might have cancer, we must still know that, you are exposed to cough, all sorts of viruses and bacteria in everyday life. So having your immune system being active and still healthy is very important, both for fighting the cancer and also all these diseases. In fact, one of the sad stories is that I had a patient that was in the province. She was doing well, breast cancer, but she caught pneumonia because she was undergoing chemotherapy without the PPARS extract. And she caught pneumonia and she didn't die from cancer. She actually died from pneumonia. Oh. So yeah, Jen, right? That's sayang. She was actually doing very well in her cancer treatment. but because suddenly there was a complication, and yeah, just sayang. So how does people help baby GN during the chemotherapy? It protects your organs, especially your bone marrow cells, from chemotherapy damage. That means you can go through chemotherapy and still look healthy without all the side effects, maintain your weight. You don't have weight loss. Can you imagine baby GN was only 3 months old? You don't want to even to lose more weight when you're only 3 months old. Okay, so that's how it helps baby GN during her chemo days. And for all the people out there, you know, if you're going to go for chemotherapy, you have to get onto the Simply Nature PIPA protocols. Simply drop a message on the messenger right now, and someone, either Jen or Ms. Sheila, will actually get in contact with you to find out more about your condition and how we can help you with that.
So next question coming from Ms. Cecilia. So can PPARs help in the fast recovery after cancer treatment?
Oh, definitely. Okay, now there are two things down here for Ms. Cecilia that you're asking, all right? Number one is that when you are in remission, that means, so I have to understand what does finish with your cancer treatment, okay? Now, let's say you're going for chemotherapy. In between sessions, the Simply Nature PIPA liquid extract will be the perfect thing for you to take, because that will rapidly strengthen your body, recover, so that you're ready for your next session of radiation therapy or chemotherapy. Okay, so that's one way. The other one that we're really talking about is also, for example, surgery. It's a great prep for pre-surgery, and after your surgery, you want to recover fast. You should be taking at least, well, because you're a cancer patient, the best would be the Simply Nature liquid extract, you know. But if it's normal operations, even the tablets will be fantastic, because that will manage your inflammation, and you go after surgery, you have a lot of inflammation, and it will also help you have any, and most people today have. So it will help with the post-surgery recovery very, very quick. The last one is if your cancer treatments have been successful and now you're actually in remission, right? If you're in remission, the onco has no more therapy for you. It's done everything. Now, this is the part where it's really important. You want to take Simply Nature liquid extract. Again, that's the best, if not at least the powder, for the first few weeks, right? Maybe the first 10 days to 2 weeks, immediately after you finish all your therapy. Why? Because you want to turbo boost or get your immune system back to normal and even boosted levels as soon as possible, right? Because you've successfully beat cancer, and what you want is for your immune system to get back so that it'll kill all the roaming small cancer cells in your body. Again, I've met many cancer patients, you know, Jen, just I'm sure you have too. Yeah, and sometimes the cancer patients that come to us when they have a what's that called, a second recurrence, they didn't come to Simply Nature before, but they successfully beat the cancer first round. Then they got the bad news maybe 6 months or 1 year later that, oh, cancer came back. The reason is because they didn't do enough. Not that they didn't do the right thing. They didn't do enough once they beat cancer the first round. You really want to boost your body to prevent the cancer from recurring.
Thank you, Sir Shyan. Our next question coming from Facebook, Miss Evelyn Kamba. Her question is, can PPARs replace chemo for kids?
Okay, this is a good question. All right, this is a good question. Before baby GN, before Miss Sheila last week, where she shared about what's that called, Dominique,
Nasopharyngeal cancer.
yeah, nasopharyngeal, and again stage 3, stage 4, right? So one thing about cancer for kids is this: cancer for kids is usually serious, right? The reason is because imagine your body is pumping itself with full of growth hormones. Why? Your kids are growing. When you're a child, you notice, especially if you're a toddler, 3 months old like baby GN, every month you grow a lot. There's a big difference in your weight, your growth, your height. Even from age 2 to 6 years old, the child really grows a lot. All the hormones that is helping the child grow will help cancer grow as well. So what's happening is that cancer in kids grow very rapidly compared to cancer in adults. Why? Because the body is in a stage of growth, and the cancer will benefit from the same hormones that boost the body's growth, okay? The human growth hormones. So this is why if a kid has cancer, you would want not to waste time. You want to use as strong as possible, as quick as possible. And chemotherapy for kids has been proven to be very effective. However, it's because of the side effects of chemotherapy that, the survival rate isn't perfect. Simply Nature PPAR protocols will be able to help with that. But I've already talked about that. Let me answer, Evelyn. Yes, it can. Is it the best thing to do for your kid, though? That may not be true, right? If your kid is stage 1, stage 2, that means maybe they went in for some diagnostics and they found the cancer early, you can. Right? You can try, but I wouldn't try too long. At the moment you don't see the cancer improving quickly, I would suggest go on the chemotherapy. Again, is because the PPARs will protect your kid, and don't forget the child is growing, and the child's cancer can develop very quickly. It's not like an adult, all right? So yes, it can replace chemo for kids, but I would not advise it, especially if the cancer is stage 3, stage 4. Okay. For specific cases, I would rather you type in, or you can arrange for a consult with Dr. Johnson. Give us the specific details of the cancer that we're talking about, and we'll be better able to advise you.
So, for those of you who wish to have a consult with Dr. Johnson Talalan, the link to schedule an appointment is in the description box and comment section below. So our pretty healthcare specialist Beth will reach out to you shortly. Just type in. Our next question coming from Miss Annalyn. Can PPARs be taken alongside antibiotics? Because my kids is under tuberculosis medicine.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. Right. Now, PPAR is not a probiotic, so don't worry. Antibiotics kills all bacteria. Right. In fact, it is ideal for your child to be taking PPAR tablets or extracts together with the antibiotics. Why? Because your body is actually your immune system will be prepped up, right? Antibiotics does one thing, it kills the good bacteria as well. So in some sense, it also weakens your immune system, right? So it's the best thing to take together, no contraindications. While on contraindications, make sure they take them both together. Of course, when you take medicine, usually you don't take it with like PPAR tablets. Have a break of maybe a half an hour before you take it. This is more so that the medicine will have its proper time to be utilized, and give it a break so that it will be absorbed without mixing into the bloodstream, and the same for the PPAR tablets. All right. Yeah.
Very good. So, Sir Shyan, we plan to show the viral video circulating right now on Facebook and TikTok.
Okay.
About a famous online seller, Miss Jeline Dablo, who suffered from endometrial cancer. Let's all watch this.
Yeah, let's watch what Dr. Johnson has to comment about this viral TikTok video.
Hi everyone, this is Doc Jansen, your lifestyle medicine doctor, helping you in your recovery from cancer. So a few days ago, I have a patient na nag-send sa akin ng isang viral na video about a cancer patient, no, endometrial cancer patient, na dinidiscuss yung case niya, no, which is Miss Jeline Dablo. Tingnan natin kung ano yung pwede nating matutunan from Miss Jeline. And condolences pala to the friends, family, and relatives of Miss Jeline Dablo kasi nag-pass away na si Miss Jeline.
I-share ko sa inyo kung ano yung mga kinakain ko noon, nung malakas pa ako, nung nagninegosyo pa ako. Sa sobrang busy, wala nang panahon magluto. Puro instant food na lang. Jollibee, McDo, Chowking, ang inasal. Hindi pa masyadong umiinom ng tubig. Puro mga concentrated na juice, Gatorade, Coke, Starbucks. Yan ang takaw ko nun sa Starbucks. Mga props, ganun. Mga props na matatamis. Milk tea, rice. Yan, mga instant food, instant drink. Tapos, bihira lang din po magulay. So, yung talagang malaking epekto talaga yung pagkain sa katawan natin. Sisingilin tayo bandang huli. Yun nga, nung nagtrabaho na ako, nag-business, Doon na nagsimula yung stress, pagod, puyat. Sobrang laki ng epekto sa akin ng mga lifestyle ko noon at mga pagkain ko noon. Kaya ingat-ingat po tayo sa pagkain. Tsaka piliin po natin yung mga kakainin natin na healthy. And then, wala na po akong treatment ngayon. Nag-first chemo lang ako pero tinigil ko na po kasi hindi ko na kaya. Ikakamatay ko po kasi yun. Kaya umaasa na lang po ako sa mga food supplements, sa gamot, tsaka sa prayer. Lalo-lalo na sa prayer. Kasi ang Panginoon naman ang may hawak ng buhay natin.
So ano ba yung mga nabanggit ni Miss Jeline na mga factors na nag-cause ng kanyang endometrial cancer at ang mga cause na maaaring nagpalala? So number one, yung very busy lifestyle niya. So nabanggit niya, very stressed siya dahil dun sa multiple businesses na hinahandle niya. Stress in and of itself will not cause cancer. However, stress can have an indirect relationship with cancer. Kasi kapag stress ang tao, there are certain behaviors na ginagawa natin that can lead to the development of cancer. Kagaya ng nabanggit ni Miss Jeline, no? So number one, yung food na kinakain niya. So yung diet niya was centered around processed foods, fast food, nabanggit niya, a lot of famous brands, no? Na very usual na pinupuntahan ng mga Pilipino. Another one is yung sweetened beverages, sodas, nabanggit niya, malakas ang consumption niya ng mga milk tea, frappuccinos, etc. So, from this, malalaman din natin na mataas ang consumption niya ng dairy products. Okay? So, aside from this, itong mga nabanggit niya, are there any other factors na nag-contribute doon sa paglala or yung pagkaroon niya ng endometrial cancer? Also, nabanggit niya, bababa yung consumption niya ng plant foods. So, very low consumption of plant foods actually can contribute to the occurrence of hindi lang endometrial cancer, a lot of cancers as well. Okay, so very important na mataas ang consumption natin ng different plant foods. Okay? So next, lack of sleep. Nabanggit ni Miss Jeline na lagi siyang puyat because of her multiple businesses. At dito rin papasok yung pagiging stress. No? If you lack sleep, then during daytime, you will be very stressed. At ang tendency, you will search for foods or consume or select foods that has very high fat content. So ano ba yung mga treatment options for endometrial cancer? So number one is lifestyle change, because endometrial cancer is actually one of the few cancers that can be reversed early on with lifestyle change alone. Number two will be surgery, radiation, and chemotherapy. So noong 2020, at that point, she should have made the necessary changes. She should have underwent treatment, the necessary treatment as well. For early stage endometrial cancer, typically that would be either surgery or radiation therapy. So that's it. For more cancer care tips, ask Doc Jansen.
Thank you, Doc Johnson. Our hearts and prayers go to Miss Jillian's family.
Yeah, this is it's a sad thing. And obviously we can see how much regret Miss Jolene had that prompted her to share. She was just sharing about drinking milk tea and all these things that are things that we like to do every day. And things that so many people do here in the Philippines. And not only in the Philippines, but also in Singapore. But these directly contribute to you having cancer. And we live in a world right now where a combination of stress, lifestyle, and the food that we take is going to put us into that path to develop cancer. The cancer rate for those born after 1965, right? So I'm born in 1974. So anybody younger than me, I'm 49 years old this year. And if you are 49 years old or younger, your chances of developing cancer in your lifetime is 50%. 1 in 2 will actually develop cancer. So this is not something that we can ignore. It really means that we really have to take a look at our lifestyle. If not, you are very likely on your way to having an encounter with cancer. And just to let you know, in Singapore, when you buy an insurance medical policy, they don't cover you for 1 occurrence of cancer. They cover you for a minimum of 2, which means based on the insurance companies, even the statistics, you will not only get cancer once, you get cancer twice. So to all our viewers, thank you for always coming to view us tonight. And I know tonight some viewers are not able to join us because of the typhoon in different parts. That the weather is pretty bad today. Some may be caught in the traffic, right? But again, it's so important whatever Dr. Johnson and I have shared with you over the last 2 years about the foods and your lifestyle. It's so encouraging and affirming to know that, from a cancer patient herself who was so impacted that she took a last few moments to actually share with everybody so that we will not experience the pain that she and her family had to go through. But, our condolences to Miss Jolene's family. What a brave and generous soul she is to be able to take her journey and share with others so that the rest of us wouldn't have to go through the same challenges.
Thank you, Ms. Jolene, for sharing your message. I hope more people can hear and take action from you. Looks like we've covered all the questions. This will be our last question for tonight.
Oh, tonight is a bit shorter than our usual program. All right. But before we even tackle the last question, next week, right? I believe next week we'll be back to our usual programming. It'll be 2 times the power. Dr. Johnson and myself will be conducting the next Simply Healed program next Thursday again. So tune in for that. Yeah.
Yes.
The last question.
If you still have lots of questions after replaying this video, don't worry, we will answer each and all of your questions via direct message. So for the last question, it's Miss Lilibeth again from the Philippines. For late stages of cancer, what PPARs is best for them?
For late stages of cancer is PPAR liquid extract. All right. It would do wonders to boost your immune system. If you're going through chemotherapy, it's critical to take the liquid extract so that the chemotherapy does not damage your bone marrow. Because the moment your red blood cells and white blood cell count drops, you can't even continue with your chemotherapy. So for all late stage cancers, Jen should know. She's a licensed pharmacist, right? Okay. So again, for late stage cancers, they are usually metastasized, or they are metastasized over the body. They're usually aggressive as well. So I know traditionally people will say try to avoid chemotherapy, and I agree with you. I used to be one of those people. But since 2 years ago, where our research came out to prove that we can protect patients from chemotherapy, the side effects of chemotherapy, then chemotherapy becomes an option that you should not ignore, especially if your cancer is aggressive. Again, if you need more specific information, ask questions or arrange for a consult with Dr. Johnson, or even drop a note to any of on our messenger, and someone will attend to you.
Sorry, there's a
another question.
Yes,
all right.
Another question from a private message. If PPARs can help kids with hepatoblastoma, can it also help adults with liver cirrhosis?
Oh, that's a very interesting thing. Liver cirrhosis is actually like permanent and irreversible according to doctors. Okay, but you also need to know that there are different stages in the diagnosis of liver cirrhosis, and the liver is an organ that is incredibly regenerative. That means if you lose 2/3 of your liver, in 6 months, it can all grow back. All right. So one thing I want to start first is Simply Nature PPARs is a liver aid. It'll do wonders for your liver. So if you are a drinker, or you used to be a drinker, you decided to cut down on alcohol, you should be taking Simply Nature PPAR tablets, minimum. All right. Now, if you have liver diseases, you should really take a look at taking our PPAR powder extracts, okay? Or even the liquid, right? That would help rehabilitate your liver. So again, for specific stages of your liver cirrhosis, go for a consult or drop a note in our messenger, and someone will attend to you.
That's all we've got time for today.
Oh, next week. What is the program next week? It's constipation, is it?
Yes, we hope to see you all in our future webinars to come for Simply Nature. Same day, same time, every Thursday. That's April 20 at 7:30 p.m. entitled Say Goodbye to Constipation, Simple Solutions for Relief.
Okay, this is a very interesting topic. All right, constipation. I'll give some teasers, okay? Do you know that you can tell so much from just your poo-poo about your health. In fact, in the olden days, the Chinese emperors used to have doctors. Jen, you won't believe this. The doctor's job is to eat the shit.
What?
Yes, right? Because they eat the shit and taste the shit. And yes, it sounds disgusting. But I guess if you're emperor, someone will eat your shit. So they actually taste the poo-poo to adjust the emperor's diet for the next day. Yeah, so your poo-poo can tell a lot about your health. So it's really important that you are actually regular. And another reason why it's important to be regular is because mental disorders start from your gut. So even things like depression, schizophrenia, hallucination, all this depression, it starts in your gut. One of the doctors that I'm very close with, Dr. Maribel Alhambra, she's actually one of the top pediatric neurologists. And of course, being a neurologist, she deals with brain disorders in adults as well. So one of the things that she shared with me is that her patients are often very surprised with the first question that she asks them when they consult with her. So for example, you're schizophrenic. That means you actually have a brain disorder where you see things and hallucinate all the time. So when they ask her privately, usually, she shared whenever she goes to someone's house and then they pull her aside and they ask her. And her first question she'll ask them is, are you constipated? That's the unusual question to ask, considering a person asks you about a brain disorder. So constipation is the first step to developing brain disorders. The reason is because serotonin is actually produced in your GI. So this is very important to your brain chemistry. If you still remember your physiology, all right, Jen, serotonin is so important to your brain chemistry, and it's the beginnings of brain disorders. Another reason is brain disorders also come from inflammation. So if you have chronic inflammation in your body, then you will also likely start to have the foundations to develop brain disorders. So the constipation also contributes to inflammation in the sense that if you're constipated, toxins build up and that can cause irritation, and again, it will cause immune responses. Yeah, and you might have chronic inflammation as well. So all this is very important. Migraines as well. So we'll tackle all this next week. So next week, Doc Johnson won't be joining me yet.
Next week, Tuesday, he has his own.
Oh, he has his last one for Tuesday. Okay, then so in the month of May, the dynamic duo will be back together again.
That's next week, Tuesday, April 18. Same time, 7:30 p.m. for Simply Healed Medical Group. They have their own webinar entitled The Impact of Fiber on Colon Cancer Risk and Survival.
Oh, so Dr. Johnson is doing something similar on Tuesday.
Yes,
okay.
About fibers.
About fibers.
So just before we say goodbye, kindly give our viewers your parting words for tonight, Sir Shyan.
All right, I want to thank Maria for thanking us for sharing. Thank you for joining us. You guys are the reason why we continue to do this. Again, this month of April, we are trying a new different format. And let us know whether you like us to be together, me and Dr. Johnson, or you like the fact that you can get double dosage. Dr. Johnson's is a bit more technical on Tuesdays, and mine is a bit more, I guess, to the normal person, yes. Right? Okay, to the normal person. So, and our topics are slightly different as well. Although we are tackling the same topics, where we tackle it from different angles. Give us your feedback on what you think about it. All right. So once again, please share with your friends. Every Thursday, we are here live to answer your questions. We are the longest running cancer program in Asia. Right, we've been doing this for 2 years without fail for the last every Thursday for the last 2 years, and we have big thank you to all thousands of viewers, and thank you for your support, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to contribute to your cancer knowledge. And of course, we're so happy to hear and present so many success cases like baby Jian, Dominique, and so many more.
Thank you, Sir Shyan. So to keep yourselves updated with our latest online events and promos, please don't forget to like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to replay our very informational weekly webinars, very inspirational success stories. Thank you once again for watching Simply Nature webinar, because your curiosity about your health condition and your victory over cancer and metabolic diseases is what keeps us going. Because here in Simply Nature, we are always with you from start to healing. Thank you, everyone. Good night, and God bless you all. Stay
Good night.
safe from the typhoon.
Yeah, stay safe from typhoon here in Philippines.